Alright. Alright, so, hey everybody, welcome back. This is Benjamin and Sky, and this is the Natives in America podcast. Natives in America podcast. Alright, so, what are we talking about?
We are talking about, well, this is, I wanted to let's get our definition sort of on the same, grid, but, guilty pleasure.
A guilty pleasure.
What is a guilty pleasure? Can you hear that? Or...
Oh, I eat a lot. I've gotten all big. I like to eat a lot.
Oh, so you're thinking of food.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
I think
how deep are we going here?
Well, then if we spill it, then it's not really a guilty pleasure, because for me it's always kind of like, it's almost something that I can't show everybody. I know it's almost something that I have to enjoy by myself, or I don't know. It's not being ashamed.Maybe it is, but it's like a guilty pleasure. Like kind of like I wouldn't want everyone to know that I like this sometimes. But with food, yeah, food that we're talking about, that like I guess their food you say you don't like, but if someone orders it or someone brings it around, then you'll have it. You'll tear it up. But let's start with food first. Cause
all right, but like you're saying, let's define it. And
yeah,
I threw out an example of what I think a guilty pleasure would be. Like I eat a lot.
Oh.
Like, I think about food and I'm like, I could go for that, and then I go get it and I eat it. I've done that and I haven't been hungry. You know, like I'm just like, ooh, I want some food. Like, I think about it. You know.
But do you feel guilty?
I feel guilty that I'm all big now. But I enjoyed the trip getting there. You know.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. You know. Is that what you would call a guilty pleasure? Like I'm still I still feel like you're not telling me what your definition is.
I mean, I think for me, when I say guilty pleasure, I think of maybe like a movie that necessarily I wouldn't assume other males to like, but I wouldn't go and say I like it in front of them, but go by myself and it's on TV. I'm all up in that.
What's on TV? What
do
you say? Like
I feel like I should have shut up, say anything, but not for real. I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
So like I think this was the sitcom had been out for a while, but I think I didn't. Maybe because I felt it wasn't my cup of tea, or it wasn't a sitcom that was an audience I was a part of. But so I don't know when Gilmore Girls came out. It was maybe early 2000s, I think, maybe late 90s.
That's
around that time, but it wasn't until like about 4 years ago. I don't know, man. I just got into it. Me and my mom, we just dove in. And
Gilmore Girls.
And that's not something I would like.
You want people to know.
Be super proud of telling, like, you know, I wouldn't start. And getting to know somebody that's not mine.
Throw it out there.
That's not where I'm going right away.
You want to have like a coffee and go watch the Gilmore Girls? What's up? So people say there's chick movies, right?
Yes.
I just think they're just. I think I watch so many damn movies. Like, there's nothing off limits. Except for, there's a time and a place for like horror films. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'll be sitting here trying to be calm, and then I'm watching like people get torn to pieces, and there's all this screaming and yelling, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna change this. You know? But yeah, chick flicks. I've got a lot of chick flicks under my belt, and I love them all, and I get excited. And the older I get, swear to God, the older I get, my heart flutters sometimes. That's something I wouldn't want to share, but there it is. Like, I get all the flutter. You know, you hear the music go loud, and it's like, ah.
But what is it? Why is it something kind of hidden or not really out in the open?
Why is it hidden?
I mean,
yeah, well, you're a guy. Because there. I don't want to call that a stigma. I mean, we just talked about the Native American stigma. I wouldn't call that the same thing.
Yeah.
But I say there's, I guess in the definition of the word stigma, you know, something that sticks with people and is kind of, there's like a social awkwardness about it, I guess. And it's like, oh, you know, there's a culture of people saying, oh, there's a chick flicks.
Yeah.
I got some friends that wouldn't be caught dead watching a movie like that. Or they get all upset because they're watching it. They get all huffy and puffy and like, turn that shit off. Like,
yeah.
Like he's looking at porno or something. Not porno. I guess that's a bad. It's like, hey, you know, he gets flushed and turn that off.
Well,
it's a bad comparison.
It's an interesting comparison because it's sort of. Well, to me, I was saying, like, you're kind of upholding ideals of, I guess, like, you're a guy, and this is technically a chick flick or a film that was, they're thinking of a female audience, or maybe, I don't know, but then, I think that's where the guilty pleasure feeling is, like, I'm not supposed to be watching this. Maybe that's
no, I don't feel guilty.
Or maybe I'm not supposed to be telling you I'm watching this. I'm just kind of supposed to keep it to myself.
All right, I got a very specific chick flick guilty pleasure, and it's 13 going on 30. I'll watch. If I see that on a list, I'm going to be watching it. If I don't just throw it on right there, I'm going to watch it. I'm adding it to my list. Like, oh, yeah. That's a chicky flick, like a motherfucker, but I love it. It's good. It's a good movie. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess if we're going there, Devil Wears Prada is good, too.
That was on this.
Stanley Tucci is one of my favorite actors.
Who's he? I always want to see it.
He was the guy that helped her out, like hooked her up with all her outfits, and
okay.
You know, turned her ship around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was also the husband on what was the lady, the really big lady that used to do like the movies? Meryl Streep played her.
Yeah.
The cooking show. Julia Childs. So Julie and Julia. He was the husband of Julia Childs in that movie. Stanley Tucci.
Oh, okay.
That was another good movie. I'm just spilling the beans here. Like,
I
love that movie.
That's good. Keep going, keep them going, and then maybe they won't be so.
So the Gilmore Girls. The Gilmore Girls. Let's get back to that. Like,
yeah. Let's Yeah.
No. Well, all right. How about this?
If I could, if you give me time to just write a speech on why you want this, why you take the idea of a chick flick. Well, it was a show, and it was about this mother and daughter that were like super close, and the mom was sort of this, she was like a rebel, artsy, cool lady hit, and her daughter was like really smart, that was like obsessed with going to Harvard, so she like, was like a top student and stuff, and they lived in this small town. I guess what made it kind of girly is just it was a mom and a daughter. You know, there really wasn't. There's males in there, but it was a lot of the main characters are females, and maybe that's where the guilty pleasure comes from, where maybe it's like I'm supposed to be watching movies with guys hitting each other. These are ladies drinking coffee, you know, it's not. But the dialogue in it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like good writing for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a guy flick where there's like awesome dialogue, or what is a guy flick, or does a guy flick even exist?
I liked No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, it's a good one. Gladiator was good like that. They were constantly giving speeches. Russell Crowe, freaking Joaquin Phoenix. Right. Joaquin Phoenix was the shit in there too. I hated him so much.
Yeah.
I fucking hated him. Like, oh, you motherfucker. That motherfucker needs to die. Yeah. Sorry.
How you got me in that hatred? It's like when the actor is so good, you despise them, and then they're on another movie where they're in a different role, but you still kind of like, I don't know what you did in the other movie. This is movie called My Best Friend's Wedding.
And that's a good one.
I liked it, but it was. I think that was where I started to understand where I was like, okay, there's movies that have action that can explode and do things and get your heart rate up, but then there's these intriguing storylines where, I don't know, someone trying to come to reality with their feelings about, you know, being in love with this guy you just kind of kept around, and so yeah, I don't know, it's like that where is a chick flick getting you to think about your emotions and trying to.
All right, scientific standpoint here. I think chemically in our brains, men and women function differently. And different centers in our brain operate differently. So, like, I think a chick flick affects your brain in a specific way, like in a certain location, versus if you're watching an action movie. Like, I bet different parts of the brain are, electrified. Different parts of them are activated. And then, because our brains are differently, like, different types of reactions in the brain are more pleasurable for men, and some are more pleasurable for women, and then there's people that like them both. You know, we're all kind of different. I bet our brain signatures are like fingerprints.
Wow. So then, I don't know. What about music?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but like, is there any
guilty pleasure?
Yeah, that you're like, not.
Oh.
I want to say you're not proud of, but not. You're not.
You know what? Garth Brooks.
What?
Garth Brooks.
Oh man!
I remember whatever album it was. It was the one with Thunder Rose on it.
Oh man!
I had a cassette tape, or one of my parents had a cassette tape of it, and I listened to it all the time. And I loved Garth Brooks, and then maybe it was just blown out of proportion, but I just heard him say like this really fucked up remark about natives.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, he's like that. Like, that's who this person is. And I still listen to his music.
Nah, you're...
That's guilty right there.
You...
Yeah.
I give you props for them sharing that. But, yeah, let's just this is Nathan right here. You know who I like as an artist, but like
you don't want anybody to know.
I mean, I'll tell people, but I was like, and maybe because you might not know who it is, or maybe I wouldn't play it. I think that's the thing too, where there's like music you'll play with your friends all around, and then there's music that you'll play by yourself.
Yeah. I think we've established that, Sky. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Sade. I mean, a lot of her songs are about love, and I think that's a lot of the theme of most of her songs. But like, they're so her voice and just the way she. I don't know, man.
Do you feel like singing one of her songs? Because none of them, no song comes to mind.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No.
Can you sing it? Sing it.
No, Ordinary Love. Deftones do a cover of her songs.
No Ordinary Love, Sade.
Yeah.
The name
is no ordinary love. Everybody does covers of that, but her music is just.
I bet I know her songs, but don't know.
Nah, you do. Taboo. I'll make you a mixtape. You know.
Oh God. and I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna feel guilty. Like I think this guy's dating me now because he's making a mixtape, and they're all Sade.
Our still will be soulmates.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like I said, I wouldn't start the party off. Hey, wants to jam some Sade?
Hey, you guys. I was just gonna throw some Sade on unless you guys want to hear something else.
Like, if I say that, you know, I don't know, even like. I don't even want to make it that mixtape, man.
Come on, now.
You might get the wrong feeling.
Hey, maybe I will. You know, I'm feeling a little.
You're getting some. If I'm sending you some Sade, man, you're lucky. But no,
I dig that confidence.
I mean, I don't want to turn this into a Sade podcast, but her voice is just, I think it's angelic. It's kind of maybe the term, or it's just
angelic,
kind of another universe. And
what are you talking about?
Yeah,
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that an album?
What?
Is that a Sade album?
Nah, I'm trying to describe her voice.
Oh.
And her persona is just very, like, exotic and foreign. Yeah, man. Nah, you feel better. You listen to some Sade.
Okay.
You know.
All right, it sounds like you're prescribing me some Sade.
It's almost kind of soothing, too, like
I want my mixtapes, guy.
A therapeutic love fest, you know?
All right.
Yeah,
well, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I think I need to adjust my mic, dude. This whole time, my mic has been sitting on my heart. It's not on my heart, but it's like on my collar, and I can hear my heartbeat in the speaker. Yeah, so I'm like, we're like recording my heartbeat this whole time. I've been listening to it. And my heart went a flutter when you freaking offered to make me a mixtape. I think everybody's gonna hear it now.
Yeah.
They're gonna go back and have to like listen to it and hear my heart go.
Just sure.
Whoa, what was that?
That was your heart when you heard that I was going to make you that.
Oh yeah. Like
that Sade playlist. But I was at least listening to the Deftones version of that. No Ordinary Love is
okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome.
What about like in a film, like an actor or actress you liked, but they're like doing a corny role, or like a guilty, like a chick flick, whatever. Like
damn it.
A film where it's like
wait. What name did you say?
Nah, just in like an actor or actress that you like. You follow, that you like their films. I don't know what you mentioned earlier about the dude in Devil Wears Prada.
Oh no, he's just a fantastic actor.
But maybe an actor that you usually follow.
No. I'll throw that out there anytime. Stanley Tucci's a badass. In the same. No, it's not this. No, it is in the same movie. My original guilty pleasure, 13 going on 30. I like Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
Why?
I like him. I liked him as the Hulk too. I had to throw that out there to qualify.
Nah, you know.
I liked him as a Hulk too.
Why was I thinking Ben Affleck was in 30 going on 13 or 13 going on 30?
Ben Affleck.
He's not in there, or was he just married to her? Oh,
maybe.
But that guy's the love interest in that film.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. I need to move.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. I mean,
I'm gonna move my mic, do this. I'm just listening to my heartbeats. Okay.
Are Disney films guilty pleasures?
What a Disney film?
I got a guilty pleasure.
I gotta hear this.
Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and that's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis? Yeah.
Yeah, she's in that one. Yeah. I mean, it's a remake. Even the remake is a guilty pleasure, I think. But yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Disney films are kind of like, I guess where you start to like, when you get older, you like start to like pick what kind of genres you're into, and suddenly Disney films don't fall in those ones. So it's like,
all right, I got a Disney actor that is a guilty pleasure of mine. And it's a fucking guy. It's Justin Timberlake. I don't say that out loud, but on Saturday Night Live, man, he's freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's badass.
Yeah, and he's got a good voice too. Like, he's a really good singer. Like, I can appreciate his voice.
Well, why do you say?
Huh?
Why do you associate him with Disney?
Because him, Lindsay Lohan, all those guys, they all started together. They're Disney people.
Oh,
like as kids, they were Disney children.
Okay.
Like
you're right.
Britney Spears too. Yeah, they were all Disney kids.
Now they're all grown.
Yeah. Showing off their cooters. Yeah. All of them.
Huh.
But yeah, Justin Timberlake is freaking hilarious. Is my dick in the box?
Yeah.
It's okay if it's
the golden rule.
Yeah.
Hey, you see that one?
Yeah. It's the golden rule. It's okay if it's a three-way.
I actually have a would you consider Lady Gaga a guilty pleasure?
Well, no. I don't know. She's out there. I think she's made her music, I guess, for whoever. Like, I guess I'd feel guilty admitting that I like some Lady Gaga music. Yeah.
Did you watch her movie? That movie she was in? With
Star is Born?
Yeah. Did you get to watch that one?
Yeah, with Bradley Cooper? Yeah. No, I watched that. I didn't
What?
I didn't like how it ends. Like, I don't like how a lot of the country music movies that I really like, I don't like how they end. There's a lot of pain and hurt there.
You consider that a country Western movie? I never watched it, so I can't.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I just know that I felt guilty just watching this concert of them perform that song.
You watched the concert?
They played it on one award show, and they were all like, they very tan. They just put a bunch of tanning lotion on.
Who was very tan?
Both of them. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I guess they were, weren't they?
And
very tan.
They just can't. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird when you can tell there's chemistry, like real chemistry. And I felt like there might have been some chemistry between them, and it was just kind of awkwardly catching it on film, where maybe in the back of their mind it was like, let's not be too obvious, you know. But that doesn't help because
I watched that entire show, and the only thing that was convincing was the kiss. That was from Hot Fuzz. Yeah.
What's up?
Huh?
What was that on?
Hot Fuzz. You know, Simon Pegg and you know, Shaun of the Dead. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, I want to say. Yeah. Anyway, they were watching the play. They're like they're terrible actors. I watched the entire play, and the kiss was the only convincing part.
Okay, I get it.
Because there was these two, they weren't supposed to be dating, but it was all obvious that they were, you know, getting it on.
Yeah. Well, there was a video of they were doing a read-through with the film, like all the actors, and she busted out and started singing that song.
No shit.
And like everybody was just kind of like goosebumps or like quiet. They started clapping after she sang it, but Bradley Cooper was just like, "Yeah, that's my baby."
Damn.
I mean, that's what the body language said. But
yeah, the body says shit like that.
So maybe in certain elements she's a guilty pleasure, but other times I guess she's gotten more mainstream, where because remember when Lady Gaga first came out and she was kind of out there, like weird, a lot of weird outfits, and then in that movie she's pretty normal. You know?
She's dressed country.
Yeah, so
some blue jeans, fucking Levi shirt or something.
I'm trying to think of a country guilty pleasure.
A country guilty pleasure?
Since you threw out Garth Brooks.
Well, you just said music, and I was like, yeah, that's one I don't share too often. I'm not proud of it.
So there's a little bit of not proudness. What's the opposite word of that? What word am I looking for? Ashamed?
Yeah, there's a little shame in there. But isn't that like, are you saying that's different than guilt?
Nah, yeah, I guess no. Nah, maybe it's the same thing. Like when you said
shame and guilt.
Guilt and I guess so. You're not proud of something you're guilty about, right? Or are you?
Yeah.
Huh.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, I think there's a perception of what you think people expect out of you, and then there's your own internal. What you allow for yourself, kind of finding that balance, but like...
that sounds pretty heavy to feel that way about Garth Brooks. I don't think I feel that much about it either way. I'm saying,
when you said not proud, I'm like,
let's delve into this here.
Pick at that wound.
I don't feel that. Yeah, let's pull that scab off right now. No, I don't feel that strongly about it, but like.
Nah, you know what it is though? It's the same thing with R. Kelly. Like.
All right.
There's these songs that you can relate to, and your awesome music, and then the artists themselves are maybe done some things that are unforgivable, or maybe not. You don't approve of that part of their lifestyle. I don't know. It's just sort of, but you still jam the music because you like the song.
Wow.
It's kind of.
I don't really go to. What's his name again?
Oh, R. Kelly?
No, you said R. Kelly. Yeah, I don't really go to. That's not a song I would look for when I'm like sitting around watching YouTube or something. I don't put that on. I don't put R. Kelly on. When's an occasion that you would play some R. Kelly?
Damn, bro. There's this one song called "Be Careful."
Uh-huh.
And it's with this other singer named Sparkle. And because kind of knowing more of the history and a lot of his songs are like kind of like real life shit that's happening, and it's so dysfunctional, but yet the music is all what people are hearing. So, I mean, not all the time, but I think even when I was younger, my aunt gave me a R. Kelly CD, and I just, maybe I just got exposed to R. Kelly and I know a lot of his music.
Don't say R. Kelly and expose in the same sentence.
Yeah, bro, right.
Whoa, you were exposed to R. Kelly? Whoa, now. You did it, man. You did it.
You're the one that didn't feel proud listening to
Don't put this on me, man.
Alright, well, that's what, so did we think of any?
What?
Like, actors or actresses that we liked, but they did a role that was kind of corny or sort of in that element we're talking about.
Did you? I said I like Mark Ruffalo. And then you just left me hanging here.
Okay, so
I don't even want to say.
I was thinking about this, and I feel kind of bad saying it because maybe it's not a guilty pleasure. It's just a film I didn't really admit to liking as much as I like it. But I think it's called The Holiday with Jack Black and Jim Law and Cameron Diaz. And
I like that movie.
Chick from Titanic.
Yeah.
But
Kate Winslet?
Yeah.
Awesome. I never know anybody's names. Cool.
But Jack Black, I like Jack Black.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah. Yeah, but you don't feel guilty about that, like.
Nah, but
like he's
the storyline is very chick flicky.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
The whole holiday, happy ending, that really indie music,
Yeah. Yeah, they did like the voiceover.
And how they switch different houses, a lot of the elements in that movie that's like, we've seen this before, we kind of know what's happening.
Yeah.
But then Jack Black comes out of nowhere and it's just sort of like, whoa, like, what are you doing in this movie? But not in a bad way, but more like, I would have think you would have done this role, but
yeah. He did, and he was good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, but I still was like, Jack Black's and
get off his nuts, dude. What the
hell?
Oh my God, who's in here?
How much they paying you to do this? No, but it's, I give my mom a hard time with watching a lot of the Lifetime channel, because it's like, you kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I've watched a few of those, yeah. Like something like Come Home for Christmas, or
that's very expected of what, you know.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
The guy meets girl, they get along, something happens and they don't get along for a temporary time, then he makes up for it and then resolves this. Hey, that's Lifetime. But yeah, the holiday was, it's maybe because Jack Black's is not so guilty pleasure filling, but
I liked it. And I also liked that's a corny, cheesy movie. Is the other movie that's called The Holiday with Queen Latifah. Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't remember this one.
She's living she's working as a like a sales associate selling appliances, and then she hits her head, and they start telling her, all right, you're gonna die because you got all these spots on your brain. And then she goes and she's been playing it safe her whole life, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out and have a good time. So she liquidates all her assets, and then she goes on this crazy trip into I want to say it's Europe. And she stays at this big fancy hotel, and she starts interacting with all these people and having a good time. A lot of it's ridiculous. They have her they would not let Queen Latifah do anything like that, but they had her snowboarding down a mountain and jumping off anyway.
I can't remember. I mean, I didn't watch the movie, but I kind of.
It's on Prime right now.
Huh.
I will probably watch it again. I've watched it a bunch of times. I've watched The Holiday a bunch of times. You want to talk about guilty? I already told you this. Romantic movies. I watched a whole bunch of romantic movies all the way back into the black and white movies.
Yeah, but you also watch a lot of war films and fighting films. So it's I say you keep a balance. But yeah, I just sometimes it seems like maybe maybe we're critical of ourselves of
something,
what we watch or versus what we want to watch, or what?
So I don't know. Is this Are you saying you're I don't know. I'm listening to what you're saying. It sounds like you're saying it's all bad having guilty pleasures.
No, I don't think it's bad. I think it's more me calling them guilty pleasures. Sort of already kind of categorize them as in something I'm not either supposed to let other people know I'm watching them, or being sensitive to I don't know, but it might be just be something as childish where that's not information I would share with everybody. But
I'm thinking of like when people come around, you do things that they want to do a lot, or I do. And like I could sit around all day and just watch movies. Like I'm so used to that from living out in the village. Like just watch movies over and over again sometimes. And I'm thinking like if I had a friend over, whoever they are, like I either wouldn't watch movies or I'd watch movies that I think they would want to watch. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't throw in the chick flick movie if I were chilling with like I don't know, somebody that we usually play video games with, or somebody that we usually play guitars with, or just who I'm chilling with.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not throwing on my favorite chick flick.
Yeah, but because it's a chick flick.
Is it?
I mean,
I don't know. Like we're getting into something else where it's like I don't think there's such thing as a chick flick. I think all movies.
Yeah, no, I know. I just know it's a term you're using.
Yeah,
so
no. I use the terms that are used so that you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know, the they, the them.
Yeah.
They out there call them chick flicks, and I just want I want them to hear too. So you gotta use their terminology.
Yeah, no, but it's like you'll do that with like a horror film. Like you guys want to watch a scary movie, but it's never like you guys want to watch a chick flick.
Fuck yeah, bro, throw that shit on. Fuck yeah. I was hoping you had it.
Well, maybe we should do like top chick flicks.
Yeah. What list? Do you want to do another list?
Do something because this is an interesting.
Yeah.
What qualifies a film not to be a chick flick? Or again, or you.
I think if anybody's head gets chopped off, kicked in, there's bloodshed. I think we've crossed over.
If there's a machine gun.
Yeah, there's some kind of a machine gun and a series of explosions. I think we've crossed over into something else.
No, speaking of chick flicks, I was talking about this film before I got on the phone with you, but it was a unique film, but it was very like Thelma and Louise, where they just sort of just jump in the Grand Canyon. That's how it ends. It's not like there's an after story, or
it
just sort of ends with that sort of tragic thing. But Set It Off.
Oh yeah, it's a badass movie. They got explosions. Is that a chick flick? Because the whole cast are chicks.
Yeah, it's all females. Robbing
full female cast. They're setting it off, bro, the whole time.
Yeah. But how is that different from any other bank robber?
It's not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Huh.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of them.
I think it's special on its own that it's like the full female cast and they're the show.
Yeah.
Because it's probably, I want to say probably one of the first. I don't know if it is. There's a bunch of movies where the ladies are doing the crime, and kicking ass and being badass, and I always like seeing that too.
Yeah. Well, because there's violence, It's not a chick flick.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's an action film.
Wow, that's cool.
I mean, yeah. Like.
Well, it was cool because it was.
Well,
the storyline is cool because you're tied into why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because the only bank robber movie I can think of is Point Blank?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I went straight to that. Yeah.
And they rob banks, and I mean there's storylines in it too, but you're not as you're kind of in between sides. But on set it off, you're cool with those chicks. They actually have a motive to be doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Even if it might be wrong or whatever, but it's still like the story brings you on their side.
In the beginning, they didn't kill anybody.
Nah. They were almost retaliating,
I mean, doesn't that put it in line with all bank robbery stories? They're like, we said we weren't gonna kill anybody, you know. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. They're always like, we're efficient. We're gonna get in there and get out in this certain amount of time, and we're gonna leave no trace. And then they get greedy. I mean, that's the downfall. You get greedy and you're like, let's get a little more. It's like, no, fuck that. We ought to apply, get more money. And they're like, all right, fuck it, more money. And then that's their downfall. Every time. Or the big one is the one last big one. We're going to do one last big one and stop this for good. Just one more good one, and then we're going to sail off into the sunset. And, no. Greedy. Got him.
Yeah.
One of the 7 deadly sins, and that one is most definitely deadly.
Mm.
But they set it up, bro.
Yeah, but they went off.
Damn, Queen Latifah went out in a heavy gunfight.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that scene was so, not chick flicky, you know? It was a pretty manly, pretty, like, tough man, tough guy.
Yeah.
Like, Terminator stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think in the film world, where you're bad guys and good guys, that's still a cool way to go when you're just going out in a blaze. But yeah, I would like it to be a chick flick, but it's not, I guess, according to all these other things that are in the film. But it's still very, I mean, if they didn't rob any banks, they would have been like the Golden Girls, all best friends and chilling, talking, you know?
Maybe not.
I don't know. Are the Golden Girls guilty pleasure?
No, well, I remember watching it for a while. I wouldn't be guilty about that.
No?
No, I don't feel guilty about a lot of things.
Hmm.
Well, alright, I say that, but then we just had this whole conversation. Where
I mean, you're not gonna turn it on when I go to your house.
Yeah. I'm gonna set the blinds and put on the turn it down real low and
there's like all kinds of guilty pleasure memorabilia all over the house.
Oh shit! I got a Blanche T-shirt that I only wear at night. Like.
Yeah, you're. I put that down, but yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, I think it's just mean, the writing is pretty. I think they said a good bar and sitcom, but their writing is not horrible. But it is very 80s.
No, definitely. Freaking Betty White's still rolling.
Yeah, no, I was just like...
She's rolling hard.
I'm just trying to think of the whole premise of the show. These ladies, they all live together. Kind of were involved in each other's lives.
Yeah.
But...
in their golden years.
Yeah. Wait, but that was do you remember watching that show when you were, like, younger?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's probably, you know what's funny is that at my age, like, there's a lot of shit that's just becoming classics. But it's like, I remember it from my time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm into a lot of late 80s, early 90s music. I guess a lot of people are, but, like...
Like, I mean,
the younger people... I was talking... Alright, check it out. I worked with these 20-year-old dudes at work. And I brought up Chris Farley, and they're like, who's that? I was like, fucking Tommy Boy, motherfucker. And they're like, Tommy Boy? I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You need to go out right now and watch that shit. Like, you need to go watch Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, fucking Beverly Hills Ninja, motherfucker. You need to get out there. And Almost Famous, Saturday Night Live. I was trying to, like, cue them into who he was, and they're just like, mouth agape, just staring off into the distance, like, who? So I guess
I live in a van down by the river.
Down by the river.
Yeah, well, I think that's just how old we're getting, man.
I guess. It's a sad thing that these young men know nothing about Chris Farley. I almost want to ask if they know who David Spade is. They might.
I wouldn't.
Wow.
I would doubt it.
So, alright. Go ahead.
No, I was like, even David Spade is so... I think he's underestimated. But the dryness of his humor is always like... He just kind of... Oh, yeah.
Wait, what did you just say?
The dryness, like when it's...
Oh.
It's just kind of... he's not even trying to be... Well, I don't know. I guess his comedic whatever is...
You're talking about David Spade and his dryness.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about his vaginas. I was like, what?
No.
Wait a minute. No, he has a very dry humor. He's funny by not trying to be funny, or like, I don't know.
No, it's
I mean,
I wish I could do that as well, but
do what?
His vaginas. I wish I could have his vaginas.
Whoa, bro. You are on the air, sir, and I will have you watch that language, sir. You want this man's vaginas.
Like first warning. Oh, man, so maybe I don't have guilty pleasures. I'm just... I just gotta be more open. Alright, at this point, so we're coming up on an hour. At this point, have we really defined guilty pleasure? Have we defined it? Like, we've talked about what we call guilty pleasure. We kind of pushed them into the chick flick. Yeah, all of a sudden we're talking chick flick. But I think that's kind of has something to do with it. But, yeah, like, but when I first mentioned the term, you thought of food.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
But I mean, it's, maybe all food is guilty pleasure, right?
It's like, dude, this, I can hear my microphone. I think I have it 2 up or something. I don't know. I was gonna say something about sexualizing food. Like it's like you think about it on that level. Like, oh yeah, I want a goddamn Philly cheesesteak right now. Yeah. You know, like I don't know.
Oh, I got you. It's kind of like,
and it's like, God damn, really? Like, take it easy, but you know, I don't know.
Nah, you're hitting on the marker. Why is it that some foods do that? Only some foods do that, not all foods. Or is it just what do you call it? The different strokes for different folks? Like, we all have different...
Yeah, definitely.
Foods that get us turned, that gets our blood boiling. I think I would Philly cheesesteak. Nah, I think maybe like wings. I'll get turned on for some wings.
Oh shit! Those wings get you going.
But then that's where I'm like I don't say like that's a guilty pleasure, you know? Like,
yeah. I think it's more like I said, I'm big because I eat a lot. Like I enjoy eating sometimes. It's like something you take for granted. Like we're in a place where there's no shortage of food. Like, well, if you can pay for it, and so it's a what do you call it? A third world problem? Our first world problem?
Oh yeah.
So it's like I feel a little guilty. Like I'm a big guy, but like I really do enjoy eating. And at the same time, it's like, all right, I don't want to be like huge as fuck or something, but it's like I'm also not willing to change my diet to fix that. It's like I like eating. There's a lot of stuff that I like to eat, and you know, I don't know if the guilt is really a natural guilt or if it's like, all right, you know, I don't look the way the image of, you know, beauty's supposed to be. Like I got a big old body from eating.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so.
Yeah, well, that whole thing, yeah. But like, but I'm saying like that's probably like a societal.
Oh yeah.
A societal reinforced like shame, like a.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about with these ideals.
Like
because I'm a male.
Yeah.
I identify as a male, so a film that I consider a chick flick, I might not be so proud of saying,
yeah,
this film is awesome and I want to, you know, write a review and post it online and recommend it to all my other guy friends.
Yeah.
But then I guess there's a point where you gotta just not give a fuck and
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Ultimately, like, do what you like.
Yeah.
I think that's like touching back on like previous subjects we've done, like growing old, becoming an adult, and all that. Like, I don't know, like touching back on that. Like, one of the great things about growing up is you learn that, you know, it's like fuck what other people want. I'm gonna do what I want. Like, what makes me happy. And a lot of times, like being a kid, everybody around you is imposing their will on you, like trying to guide you to be what they want you to be. And like when you become a teenager, you struggle with that. You know, it's like you fight back on that. Like, I don't want it. I feel this way. This is how I feel. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm growing up. I'm growing up. Yeah. And I think when you get to a certain age, or I think the age isn't really the part of it. I think the age kind of is different for everybody, where they realize, I'm going to go and get what I want. And I think until you reach that point, I don't know, maybe that's the adulthood line. Or what starts it, you know, the kickoff towards that.
Yeah.
It's going after what you want and not caring or feeling guilty about what you like.
Yeah, you know, it's always, I always remember, like, you know, we used to have, like, carry CDs and go through someone's CDs, or someone will go through your CDs, and there might be a CD that you don't want them knowing you have, or
I thought that's my sister's CD.
That's not mine.
How did that get in there?
Yeah, no, I guess I forget that we start off as impressionable.
Yeah.
Things.
Everybody's trying to reach up and change you. Hold on, I'm getting a worm out here. I'm sure it's probably loud in your end. Yeah, dude.
To where we have, I don't know, certain, I don't want to say set guidelines in our head, but it's like, we create an imaginary grid of what's okay and what's not okay. I don't know. At a certain point, it's kind of pointless, but maybe that's the part of adulthood that it's not so glamorous, where it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. Because I remember, but even like, not to say like I don't like music as much as I liked music when I was younger, but maybe I thought it felt more then at times. Like sometimes it takes me a while to get back into that same joy. I don't know why. Maybe because I got other things on my mind. Maybe because I'm not into music as much as I used to be. I don't know, but it just sometimes it seems like things meant more back then when you were so young. Everything was a bigger deal. But now when you're older, you're sort of, there are things that are big deals, but it's like the stuff that was important is not really that important.
Yeah.
And there's other things that or where your head needs to be at. So, yeah, I really don't. But then I think of like, I remember being young. I went to this birthday party and they gave out like a party bag and they had jacks. You ever seen those jacks? It's like and they had them in there and my dad was like, he kind of said like those are for girls.
Oh, really?
And so like I didn't play with them, but my mom was like, no, they're not for girls, they're for guys. But I still stuck with
interesting.
What my dad said, or what everybody was saying, because it wasn't just him. It was like the other cousins, male cousins, and
I've never heard that.
And they weren't playing it. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna play it. But then I remember like getting older and then talking to this lady, and she was saying, oh yeah, like my brothers played, and it was just like, oh, they were so good at it because they had bigger hands, and it was just, I don't know, like sometimes we.
Sounds like you were deprived of jacks, man.
I think so.
Poor little guy.
I could have been far with that. But I mean, I don't think my life was ruined because I didn't play it.
Oh, I beg to differ, my man. You were messed up now.
So what? So were you playing jacks?
Oh yeah, no, I played. I mean, I don't even know if I know how to play. You used to bounce the ball and try to snatch up some jacks.
I don't know. As I said, like it was just.
Oh, you absolutely don't know. Well, there's these little spiky things that look like caltrops. You know, like you drop them and they blow tires out. They kind of look like that. And you got like a super bouncy ball. And when it's your turn, you bounce the ball and try to snatch up as many of the jacks as you can before it comes back down. And then you got to catch it. And if you catch it, you keep those jacks. And if there's any left on the fucking floor, the next person goes. They do the same thing, and you do that until there's no more jacks on the thing. And however many you have is how you win.
Oh, okay.
Now, how is that girly?
Maybe because they were colored a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I think there actually used to be like 3 one color and 3 another, or 4. You know what I like doing with those? I didn't really play jacks. Like, you can only play that game so many times before you're like, fuck this. But I used to take those jacks and spin them. Kind of like a top. Because they had like they were weighted kind of equally, and they had like one sharp tip and one tip that was like kind of flat. And you could spin them like a top. And I always liked doing that. So if I were playing jacks, I used to spin them. I couldn't carry on a whole game with jacks. But I could definitely sit there for a long time and just spin them. Bounce them into each other's.
So you didn't even play either?
No, I played. I just didn't enjoy playing it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So maybe you weren't missing anything. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I feel like poor little Sky got deprived of jacks, man. I feel for you.
I chose not to play them.
So yeah, fuck that.
Well, can you think of anything else like
that? Like that?
Where it was like that's for girls, or
hey, that's for girls.
You can't play with that.
I always liked those giant doll houses, because like I could take my action figures and like jump them off and like
G.I. Joes.
Had like big ass fights and explosions and like throwing somebody off the house, and it was the structure that I really liked.
Yeah.
But but they were usually painted all pink and white and purple.
They weren't for G.I. Joes, man. They were for dogs.
Yeah, that's a toy.
That's funny though. I mean, it's not funny, but
I loved all of them.
It's honest because,
like, I wanted it to like.
If you were to play with it, someone might come and say, "Hey, why are you playing with this?
Hey, get away from that.
Leave that alone.
You're about to turn into a girl. You better quit. Get away from that before you become a girl." No, nothing like that. But it's like, fuck, like you could have painted it any other color, and I would have played with it. Like, I would play with it whether it was bright pink or, total black, whatever. Like, it could have been. In my mind, it was like, damn, this is a structure. There's 3 stories. There's windows. There's an elevator. I'm gonna blow this shit up. Like,
yeah.
I'd set up little scenes and hell yeah. So yeah, there's a girl toy, quote unquote. I'm doing the quotes, but you can't see them. Not yet, anyway. We got to upgrade. Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's a legit. That's legit. I mean, that could be a boy's toy too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Why didn't G.I. Joe have a house, his own house?
He should. Some kind of fort or something badass with 3 floors and a fucking elevator. I'm sure there was something built like that, but like that's all that ever made it into my house. It was a dollhouse, and I played with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I could, I was all over that thing.
No, it's a mini house.
Yeah. Both boys and girls like to play house. We just play house differently.
Well, you play.
Yeah, there's a...
It's like, yes, they both play, and there's a house involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Or there's a fort involved.
That sounds like you're trying not to say she's your girlfriend. Well, she's a girl, and she's my friend. It's like... But G.I. Joe is not a doll. It's a fucking action figure, bro.
It's like he shouldn't even be allowed in that dollhouse. Should have checked them at the door.
Hey, man, covert ops takes you wherever. In that pink convertible. Hell yeah, man! I think.
Oh yeah, my niece has this cool Barbie remote control convertible, and it's like shiny pink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure the G.I. Joe bros want to ride in this.
Hell yeah. They want to hit some ramps and get some air, you know. They want to shoot their guns out of it while they're getting chased by another car.
I like to play with wrestlers. I collected a lot of the wrestlers. So anyway, but they're similar to G.I. Joes, right?
Not the same thing, bro.
Nah.
Just kidding. They're
still action figures. They could like bend and.
Yeah, they do. I remember some of those where they have like a wire body inside. You can like bend them and.
Oh yeah, those two.
They kind of hold still, and I've had some wrestler things before. Can't deny that.
Well, I almost feel like wrestling is a guilty pleasure because it's fake, but yet.
Whoa, bro.
I mean, I take it back. It's not fake. I don't believe that, but Someone will say it's fake, and they can stand on ground. And
they can go.
You gotta honor that. You gotta honor that statement. You gotta honor it because there are some elements of pro wrestling that might be fake. Sorry to break it here.
Whoa, bro. You're killing me.
Might lose some.
I think you just lost half your audience right there.
We just lost our, Slim Jim.
Yeah. your Slim Jim endorsement?
Yeah, I'll kiss those goodbye, but yeah.
We're not snapping into any Slim Jim soon.
It felt like wrestling over time was something you didn't always share with everybody because not everybody was into it, and not everyone bought into it either. Where it might be choreographed, whatever you want to describe it as, but it's still fucking a show with people in it, and it's entertainment. So who cares if it? I mean, but it felt like it wasn't always something. You know, you didn't tell your friends, I'm playing with my dollhouse, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
do. I feel like you're sandbagging me here, bro. You're sandbagging me with my dollhouse shit. You're throwing it in my face. Nah.
No. I'll be right there with you at that dollhouse.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm in the jacuzzi.
Right.
Dollhouse, man. I'm in the pool.
Hell yeah. Fucking dragging on the floor, but it looks like a pool.
Wait, you just agreed with all the wrestling points?
No, I like wrestling. There was a whole. I've said that sentence. Wrestling's fake, but they're athletes. They're really underpaid athletes, and they really fucking destroy their bodies. But they're.
Oh yeah, no. There's some crazy documentaries about.
Yeah.
The wear and tear. I mean, all athletes, but for their sport, it's almost like theatrical too, to where.
Yeah. There's definitely theater
going on. No, thinking of guilty pleasures, I kind of thought of like soap operas. Like Young and the Restless, or.
I think I used to try to watch that.
90210, just like shows where there's an ongoing Degrassi.
I'm gonna name off some names here, and I think the younger audience is gonna know what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
But as a family, we used to watch all these shows. All right, so Full House, of course, right? The blonde twins, the little twins.
Okay.
Yeah. Family Matters. That's with Steve Urkel.
Urkel, yeah.
All right. What was the other one? What was the Thigh Master lady's name?
Step by Step.
Yeah,
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I used to watch that.
Yeah. No, that was I mean that was a good one. I wouldn't put that on my top.
Those are like family sitcom things, and definitely the Cosby Show. Well, I gotta put that out there.
Yeah, that's
one of my favorite shows growing up.
Well, kind of.
I mean,
same thing with R. Kelly thing, like.
Yeah, you say that name out loud now, and
Cosby.
people shudder. They go, "Oh my God!"
No, but like in that moment when that show was fresh, Cosby was a different.
He had a different image. I don't know if he was a different guy, but he definitely had a different.
Oh image. Yeah, for sure. Cosby's, I didn't really... I remember watching it, but I always...
My fucking phone.
I didn't really,
I still haven't fixed it.
I don't know if I grasped or I didn't feel a part of it. I don't...
You didn't watch it, is what you're saying?
I want to say I did, but I can't. Nothing is sticking. But like, I guess that whole, I don't know, the character of the dad being this, he's wise at time, but kind of silly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in between that.
Yeah.
But what about Boy Meets World? You ever watch that?
Oh yeah. I was trying to think of other shows I used to watch around that time. Boy Meets World, yeah. I watched. You know what? The Wonder Years.
Yeah.
You remember the Wonder Years? I always liked that one. That was a good one. With Fred Savage.
Yeah.
Now he's the Moly.
Was that a guilty pleasure?
No, man.
Nah, I mean,
Damn it! How old was I during that? Like, I feel like I was a kid too. Like, I grew up with Fred Savage.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
No, there's no guilt there.
But there is a little guilt with the Full House. Maybe because it was the picture perfectness of it was,
and all the neon colors, yeah,
and all the
hairdos that they went through, yeah,
the music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you watch the reboot of it, or
the Fuller House? No, I have not, and I'm wondering if I should or not.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there.
I don't know what to tell you either, brother. I just don't know.
But no, I think I feel better. We're getting these off of my chest. So.
now you can sleep with yourself now. Now you feel all right.
Oh yeah, now I'm like,
you're gonna go to bed tonight and sleep.
I'm not so guilty.
In a long time. It's like, what a relief. Finally got it out of my chest. I've been holding on to that, and it's been eating me alive from the inside.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't even know, bro.
You don't even know.
But, yeah, I'm kind of...
I think there's a good point to stop at. Like,
I think it is, yeah.
We're at about an hour and a half, and I think...
I might start sharing more and more.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, fuck, did I really say, what did I say? What exactly did I say? Yeah, I almost want to call this the confessional episode, not the episode of Guilty Pleasures. Like, I'm gonna call it that, but damn, it's like, it feels like a confession. Yeah.
Confessions of
Guilty Pleasures, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, let's call it here. So, any last word on it?
You shouldn't be ashamed of what you like. If someone else doesn't like it, then that's their problem. But wrestling might be fake, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, that's the take home, everyone.
Gilmore Girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting that out there. I'm putting it out there.
You put it out there, and I'm a little embarrassed for you, brother.
I know. I'm taking one for the team.
Yeah. Dude, I can't fix that. That's like my warning saying I need to go to work. Yeah. I think it's connected with adulthood when you just stop giving a fuck what other people think.
True that.
I think I felt the same way I felt about Justin Timberlake as I did for Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, because I always saw him as like a young teenage girl's heartthrob. Like that's who they are. Like they're in sync, and but they've grown into these really talented people, and I like them. I like them a lot. Leonardo DiCaprio's the shit.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake's funny as hell, and a great singer.
He's done some pretty cool films, and when he is on SNL, there's usually a lot of good scenes, a lot of good skits that come out of those.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever he hosts Saturday Night Live, I know something good's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, especially when they're doing the street, they're like selling street performers, and they're
when he's the liquor store or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Cut it all down to Liquorville.
Yeah.
No, that was all good shit.
He has that musicianship and that. Nah, he's got it.
Okay.
He's got it.
He's got it, bro. He's got it. He's got it. All right, bro.
We're going too far.
Yeah, all right. We're slowing things down. All right. Everybody, thank you for tuning in again. This guy right here that I'm talking with, he's a good guy. Even though he likes Gilmore Girls and all that shit.
That's right. This guy's look pretty cool too, even though he likes that. But
you got me, bro. You got me. Damn it. I'm gonna regret this tomorrow. Okay.
But no, good ending point right now.
Yeah. All right. I'm hitting the button. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.